using a really sharp chisel in the shop is essential and not a normal thing for a lot of people. So I want to show you how to use this really remarkable tool and use it right so you stay safe and can effect a really good change on the instrument. Let's show you. Any chisel should have an extremely sharp edge on it. Unfortunately, not all chisels come sharp. So there's a section in here where we're going to show you how to sharpen it. But just for this sake, we're going to say we're starting off with a really sharp chisel. But every time I go to use it, I use this. This is what's called a strap or a thorp. And this is just a piece of leather. You can make these out of wood as well, just a flat piece of wood that's got a buffing compound on it. And it's just a green compound that is a polishing compound. And anytime you get a thorp, this green compound will come with it. So I'm going to take my chisel and I'm going to lay it on the flat edge. So we've got the beveled edge here and we've got this flat edge back here. I'm going to lay the bevel edge down on the thorp. I'm just going to hold it with my finger. So I'm going to keep the angle of this and keep the tip here by pushing my finger down into it and lifting up one of my fingers back here. And I'm going to take 10 strokes. That's all I'm worried about. 1, 2, and I'm going to pull it back and I'm going to pick it straight up. I'm not going to try to drag it forward because if this is sharp enough, that's going to tear this. So this mark right here on my strap, you can see this one here. That's where I accidentally left the chisel down and I cut into that. I don't want to do that. So I'm start pushing down into it, not very hard, just a handshake pressure. I'm going to pull it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. And what that does is that polishes and burnishes the edge of this chisel to make sure that it's really sharp in order to cut into the bridge that I want to. The next thing I'm worried about is how the chisel works. The chisel needs to be an extension of my hand. So I actually put the chisel up here in my palm and my fingers wrap around it. A chisel is not a pencil. I don't hold it like this. I put it into the palm of my hand and wrap my fingers around it, and then I can use this hand to guide it. This hand that's over top of it, which should be my non-dominant hand. So I'm a right-handed person. This is in my right hand. I stick it in the palm of my right hand, and I put my fingers around it, and my non-dominant hand guides the front of the chisel. All of the power for the chisel comes from my dominant hand. I'm pushing this through. And my non-dominant hand is just guiding it and making sure that this tip stays where it needs to be. Now this, I just use a 3-finger, kind of like a pencil grip, and I'm just guiding it here. I'm not holding on to it. I'm just guiding it to make sure it's not moving anywhere. My thumb's up against it, my fingers are there. That way I can control where this is at and really push into it. Hey, I just wanted to jump in real quick and say that this video is part of a much larger video series that's part of a course that we offer at repairmasterclass.com. Go check out repairmasterclass.com right now if you want to learn more about instrument repair, and check out all the courses that we've got available. So let's say I'm going to carve the heart of this out. So the heart of this bridge needs a little bit of work, and I want to carve just that tip out. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to put this chisel in like this, I'm going to come in over top, and I'm going to push with just this hand. So this hand is going to push down through it, and you can see this is not a big movement. I'm just going to slice it through. And with a sharp chisel, that will move the way I want to. I'm going to turn this back. Now notice that my hand is back behind the chisel. I'm not grabbing over top like this. That way if I slip, it could come into my hand. That's a no-no. I'm going to guide this where I want to. Now I'm going to place this on the wood. I'm actually going to set it on the wood and see if that's where I want. If it's too far forward, I'll make the movement back before I ever make my cut. And that's where I want to cut, so I'm going to push down and through it. So this is just a really small movement on here. Let's say I'm cutting this edge of this chisel out, or edge of this bridge, and I'm cameraing this side. Notice how my hand is back behind the working piece. I'm bracing the bridge down here, but I've got my hand in this, and I'm pushing all that weight through with that dominant hand, and I'm just slicing that through. You see how that makes that really nice, clean peel come off there? That's what we want. That's how a chisel is supposed to work. Our hands back in behind it, pushing it through. Our fingers are grasped around it to make sure it's not going anywhere. Your left hand is guiding it in, and we're moving from that. None of the work we use in the repair shop requires a hammer. So there are woodworkers that will say when we place a chisel in, we use a hammer to force it down through the wood. And that's true, but we're not doing that type of work here. All of that work where a mallet was done is already been done because the instrument's made at this point. All we're doing is taking off really small amounts of wood in any given place in order to affect a change and make it better. So no mallets, just your hand back behind in the palm so it extends as a part of your arm. fingers wrapped around it, guide it through, keep your hands back behind the working end. This is the sharp end. This is your end.